I'm Austin Peterson, and I'm here today with Dr. Warren Farrell, who is the author of The Myth of Male Power, and he's also the author of Why Men Earn More. I ran into him today in New York City in Times Square, and we sat down for a quick little interview. What are some of the myths of male power?
Well, one is that men have the power, and what I explain in The Myth of Male Power is that we have defined power as getting money, getting status, but really power is about control over one's life. And we've told men feel obligated to earn money that someone else will spend while you die sooner. And we've defined power that way for men. And that's a really bad definition of power, because many men have not only tried to earn money for their families, and oftentimes their families could live better as a result of the money that they earn, but if they worked in a coal mine, or they worked at a construction site, or they worked as a roofer, or at an oil rig, or as a firefighter, or went into the Marines or the military, they were often really part of a history that every society that has survived has depended upon. And that's a history of training our sons to be disposable. Disposable in work, disposable in war, and because many people who died in war or died at work were fathers, indirectly disposable as dads. And that led us to have an unconscious investment in the disposability of men. We have an unconscious investment in supplying enough Marines and military to be able to protect us from invasion, and if we hadn't done that, the Germans would probably all be speaking German.
Right. Okay. Well, here's a question. This is a bit of a segue here, but do we have a rape culture in the United States, in your opinion?
Yes, we do, actually. We have a rape culture, not in the way that feminists have defined it. That is, that gives men some sense of entitlement, that they can be sexual with women whenever they want to be. If that was the case, every man would be having sex with almost all the attractive women all the time. In fact, women have extreme control over the rules in which sex does and doesn't occur, and when we break those rules, that's called rape. But there is a deep rape culture, and the rape culture is, first you say that sex is dirty. Then you addict males to sexuality. That's partially biological, and partially through the billions of advertisements with beautiful women and part of their breasts covered up in a tantalizing way, and women airbrushed and so on in a way that is just extremely attractive to the male biology. And so men are constantly being teased with that. You can get this, no you can't. You can do this to get this, no you can't. And then they begin to, let's say, take initiative. And so they kiss the woman. And the woman is interested, but yet she's not sure whether she wants to have intercourse. So she continues for a little while, and then the woman begins to withdraw because she doesn't want to move from kiss to intercourse in 10 minutes, let's say. And so but what we haven't taught women to do is to, when they reject the man, to not then do what normally happens in the culture, which is when the woman says no, we don't know whether her no means no forever. Does it mean no until the next date? Does it mean no until she has a few more drinks and gets more relaxed? Until he has a few more drinks? Until she has some coffee and wakes up? Until the music goes up? Until the music goes down? What we could do is solve this fairly easily. It actually would be quite complex, but an example of how we could move towards solving this is helping our daughters learn how to say, when they've said no, you don't need to initiate again to determine when I will say yes again, because I know you're interested at this level. The next time I will initiate at that level. And so then she transfers the responsibility to herself without any fear of rejection, because the man's already taken the responsibility at that level. Then the man can sit back and wait until she initiates again. But this is not the way the male-female dynamic is made up, either biologically, and we divorce men and women from each other psychologically and prepare for the rape culture by telling men sex is dirty, and then at the age of 14, you, the less mature sex, you initiate the dirt. and that's part of what creates the rape culture.
So in England, there was a story of a man who allowed a little girl to drown, a 2-year-old girl to drown, because he was afraid that he would be labeled a pedophile for attempting to go in the water to rescue her. Do women not benefit from the culture that says that all men are potential pedophiles?
Well, what happens when you have that fear out there is the real damage is in two areas. When you have poor areas, you usually have inner cities, in inner cities, you often have children brought up by mothers. They go from mother-only homes to female-dominated schools. So then you ask boys and men, young men, why are you not desirous of becoming an elementary school teacher? And a great majority of men who are prone toward desiring to be elementary school, kindergarten teachers say know enough about the culture to know that if they really do what they want to do, which is a child is crying, they sit the child in the lap and they cuddle them up and hold them. And if it's a little girl that's crying and he sits her on his lap, it only takes one parent to misinterpret that and say, I have suspicions about this young man. I think we should get him out of the school. Or my daughter said that that he touched me in some way that wasn't appropriate, but she didn't really know anything about what she was saying. But on the other hand, she felt something, and so she reported that, and then the parents felt obligated to report that, and the school felt obligated to get rid of her. So that whatever young man who's inclined toward nurturing and connecting and would be our best elementary school teachers is fearful of is that one false accusation, one innocent accusation by a parent that is just fearful can lead to the end of his career, the labeling of him as a pedophile, and the ruining basically of his life. And so that's every good cases make bad laws.
Yeah.
And you have and the pinpointing people who are pedophiles is important, but being so quick to do it, and not giving a pedophile due process, and ostracizing them for life, those are things where we have good cases make bad laws. Yes.
Okay, well that's Dr. Warren Farrell. I want to say thank you very much for coming. This is Austin Peterson from the libertarianrepublic.com. Thanks for watching.